Comic-Con welcome to Lex Luthor himself, Mr. Jack Pryor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Whoa. Hey, watch it. Okay, I'm gonna start singing my way in a minute. It'll happen, trust me. Well, thank you guys so much. This is an amazing thing to be a part of. I get to introduce everybody, which is very exciting, because everybody's here. So first, I'm going to introduce Mr. Robert Robner, executive producer. Come on in, Robert. Come on. Of course, next we've got Miss Tesmaga, Andrea Brooks, Katie McGrath. Yeah, that's right. Katie McGrath, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. David Harewood. Kyler Lee. A young lady by the name of Melissa Benoist. Snuck up on me. I was not expecting that. I would have had a plan. I think many steps ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, Macabre Brooks. Hey, how did this happen? The lovely Nicole Maines. She's got kind of a Cher outfit. This is kind of a half-breed. This is all I ever heard. Half-breed. Next, young Jessie McGrath. Jessie Graff. Jesus. Where's Ozzy? Oh, I got that. Okay. Ozzy Tesfaye, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Sorry about that. Not on my list. It's messed up. And also Sarah Schechter will be out here. Come on out here, Sarah Schechter. Woo! And Jessica Queller. Executive producer. Thank you guys. Please be seated. It's like a formal dinner.
Can we get one more chair?
I'm sorry, what?
Can we get one more chair?
Oh, we need another chair. Oh, geez, this thing is... Oh, I'm going home.
Oh,
nice. Okay. Yep. So, we're all very excited about this next season.
I'm still tall.
I'll just drop it. Take care of business.
that's a good showrunner.
Thank you. So actually, this was my first question was to the showrunners. Obviously, this last season was sort of reminiscent of a lot of stories that we've heard from some of the great runs of DC Comics, like the graphic novel Red Sun and Elseworlds. And so do you guys plan on bringing any of those into this next season? Yes, you, Robert. You're in charge of that kind of thing, so I could ask Ozzy if you want.
I'll try. We're gonna our big bad. One of our big bads this season is Leviathan, so we're bringing that into our canon this year.
Okay.
And we like that our stories reflect what's going on in society. This season is going to be about how technology impacts us, and how people use it to escape from their real lives and from what's going on in the world, especially as it relates to all the stuff that happened last season. So we'll be seeing how our villains this season use technology against us, and how our heroes try and bring us back.
Got it. And also, I heard, I don't know if you guys heard that they're doing the Crisis on Infinite Earth thing. I don't know if you heard So that's kind of a big deal.
That is.
I don't know.
You know anybody that's going to be in it?
I don't know who's going to be in it. Because the character I played died, so it's really sad. Because like one thing you know about comics is once a character is dead, they're just dead. And they never come back. And it's like a sad thing, you know, like there's no other iteration of that character in any other way, they're just done. So it's sad, but because I like you guys seem really nice.
Well, I might have some good news for you.
What?
Yes, Lex Luthor is coming back.
OMG. So awesome. Thank you guys, that's exciting.
We're excited to have you back.
Okay.
Hopefully you'll stick around after that.
Thank you, I will try.
And also
Kill me? Like if I'm not just minding my own business and you kill me, somebody shoots me, somebody like my sister.
Need to be nice to your sister.
You deserved it.
Yeah.
And Mom likes me better.
Oh, it does now. You guys had a moment. And
Beautiful moment.
yeah, she's tried to poison me. But actually, I want to ask you, Jessica, like, okay, you've got this whole huge playground. You've got the whole world of Supergirl at your fingertips, and they say, okay, we need a whole new season. We need a new season. Where do you start? How do you start coming up with stories for that?
Well, as Robert said,
Testing. As Robert said, we are passionate about telling stories that reflect what's going on in society and in real life, and we did that in a big way last year. And this year we all sat around the writer's room and thought, what is a topic that's of interest to us? And while we were talking, we were all obsessively in our phones, not even looking at each other, and then it became self-evident that I think that's a topic worth exploring. And so once we started on the technology and how it has affected the fabric of who we are and our relationships, then it just soared.
So, okay, so and that just makes the stories easier to write. You just, all of a sudden they just, you're like, okay, Lena's got crazy eyeballs.
Well, we have some pretty rich characters, and we have things like evil brothers and telling their sister, you know, the worst thing about her best friend, so that sets us up for some story, and we come into it with a lot of, you know, material to mine.
Yes, and I've heard you've got some new characters.
We do, John. We're so excited to welcome Julie Gonzalo to the cast as Andrea Rojas, the new head of CATCO, and we have Stas Nair joining our cast as William Day, a new reporter who's going to be a foil for Kara.
Got it. And
I have another announcement.
oh well, yes.
That I've been
Bring
given
it.
permission to announce.
Bring it.
This is a character that will be joining the show this season.
This Victorian speaker is that.
Something that I've been pitching since I got the role of Brainiac 5. Now you can't talk about Brainy without talking about his family.
Yes.
And so I thought similarly, you can't talk about me without talking about my family. So my real life sister will be joining the show, Megan Rath. She will be playing a female Brainiac 5.
That's going to be badass. Also joining the cast is Melissa's new suit. I have I have never heard pants get an ovation like that. But now, okay. Now, Melissa, okay, we have to talk about your pants now.
Let's talk about my pants.
I wonder why.
I mean, was that all just about access for the bathroom, basically? Or, you know, or was it chafing issue?
It was.
I'm asking. America wants to know.
You know what? There were some logistics that needed to be addressed. I won't mention the chafing, but it's cold at Vancouver, and I was a little tired of having my bare legs exposed to the snow and the wind and the cold. But more than that, I also think it's just the perfect evolution for her. It just felt like time, and we've kind of been wanting it for a while. And I love it, you guys. I love it.
It does look pretty badass. Actually, Melissa and I had one of the most embarrassing conversations I've ever had, actually, right when I joined the cast.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
Which one?
Oh, I see, that's
We
right.
had a cut.
I'm not going to talk about it, because she forgot it.
No, I had a few embarrassing conversations.
No, it was about, because back in 1986, when I did Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, I played Lenny. There's like a couple of elderly people in the back like, oh, I know that one. That was fantastic. But I played Lenny Luthor, Lex Luthor's evil nephew. And I swear to God, it sounds ridiculous, and it was. But my first day on the shoot, I had a little bit of flying to do, which was very exciting. Yes, now she remembers how embarrassing it was. My first day on the shoot, the stunt guy said, okay, we're going to cinch a flying belt on you, which is this little tiny thing, and it gets incredibly tight. They have to cinch it so tight so that, it fits on you. So just, you may want to shave your butt. So I did. So my first question to Melissa was,
oh my God.
Do you still have to shave your butt?
And I was like,
John, you fell for that?
I fell for that. Apparently it was a prank.
How hairy is your butt?
He offered to do it for you.
Thank you. By the way, Mikado, I just want to say, Mikado is obviously, the news has come out that he's leaving the cast halfway through the season. Yes, and it will be missed, obviously. But mostly, I feel like if I'm coming in halfway through the season, what's up, dude? It's like you leave right when I get there. That's not cool.
You can't have too many bald people.
Like, that's a sign, bro. Yeah. I heard you were coming in, I was like, I can't do this.
That's not cool.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah. But can obviously this will be kind of a bittersweet time for you. But can you talk about reflect about your experience on the show?
Yeah. I've been here since day one, and I can honestly say that I've never done a series before where this many people get along this well for this long. And it's really a lot tougher for me than I thought it was going to be because I love these people. I love them. I truly, truly love them. They're my family. And I'm just really proud of what we were able to accomplish in the last 5 years. I didn't grow up able to see a superhero who looked like me at all. And the fact that these guys took a chance on somebody who does not look like Jimmy Olsen and made me him, and then made me a superhero, and then love you, and then we actually dealt with racism and put it in the context of bullying. And I get people that come up to me today with their kids and say, that episode changed our perspective of how we deal with people bullying my son. And this is the most important job in my life so far, so thank you.
Jimmy Olsen, and what's so exciting because of McCod is I think there's a whole generation of people that are going to grow up thinking that he is what Jimmy Olsen looks like and he is what Jimmy Olsen stands for. And I think that's something we're all so proud of because McCod's been so incredible to the show. And he, I think, it's so exciting that we get to redefine who these characters are, and McCod just kind of exploded every boundary around who this character was and brought such strength and grace to him. We're so proud to have had him on the show.
So speaking of the evolution of a superhero, Nicole actually this has been your season of becoming a superhero. How does that feel?
it's been really weird, and I can honestly kind of hardly believe that it's been a full year since I've been on this panel and since my casting of Dreamer was announced, and the past year has been so insane and unbelievable. And I still can't really believe that that's what I'm doing, and just the past season of being able to become this superhero for me personally was so amazing, and I was so fortunate to get to kind of have all these cool powers and a cool suit and get to work with so many cool people and tell awesome stories, and then being able to hear from members of my community who have now also seen themselves as a superhero for the first time, and they come up to me and they tell me how much it means to them, and I don't know, all I can really say to them is I'm like, listen, I'm going through the exact same thing. This is my first trans superhero too, but I'm like, y'all get to like be excited about it together. I get the scripts months and months in advance, and I just have to sit on my bed and like, yeah, I just text Ozzy and Katie and Andrea, and I'm like, you guys, I'm just so happy.
But now I have a question because I loved comics ever since I was a kid. Do you like when you have the superhero lines to say, like Dreamer has all the sleep puns? Do those feel good coming out of your mouth? Because I love saying it.
Yes, they do. I love puns. I have a like little notes app on my phone where I think of dream puns. And now I'm just waiting. I really just want to like, don't give it away. I really just want.
I've been practicing for this moment.
I really just want to like go up behind someone and knock them out and go, no screams, just dreams. Or I do have one more. I really want to kind of like, one of my favorite powers that I got to do, or I got to have as Neo was kind of her precognitive fighting style, where she kind of, preemptively like saw, what they were gonna do. And I really just want to punch a guy out and go, I could say I could do this in my sleep, but I usually do. I really want to do that.
Now, Ozzy and Kyler, I wanted to ask you guys a question about so obviously this last season you were dealing with possibly adopting a child on this one. Is that going to go further in this season?
This Kyler's better at not doing things, so I'm going to let her start.
That was obviously a very, big story to tell, and it is something that will be explored and want to do very delicately, something that we want to treat very respectfully. Obviously, that is a big story point for Alex's growth and her future, and something that is absolutely in her heart and what she wants to do. And having met somebody that is, on the same path and wants the same things, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen right this second. But to know that you're with somebody that feels the same way, that has the same dreams, it's all about making that journey now and kind of what that looks like. And, everything is at risk and at stake and in crisis at all times. At any moment, anything could happen. And Jessica was, we talked about this a lot, actually, at length about the process of adoption and how realistic what happened in the show, really is. That, things can come and be a part of your life and happen and like be handed to you, and then within hours actually be taken away in the same moment. And that is a very true story to tell. And so, we wanted to keep the authenticity with that as part of Alex's journey, but then also have somebody come in and be able to, for the first time, Alex not necessarily having Kara in those moments, because Alex didn't know that Kara was Supergirl, and so Supergirl was off and unavailable. So she needed somebody to be able to talk to about these kind of things, and Kelly coming into the picture was just a perfect time to be able to introduce
the like-mindedness and someone that has that nurturing quality that can help kind of like guide and walk through that process. And so, you know, that is very much a part of Alex's, you know, desires and what she wants in her life. And it's going to be really exciting to see what that looks like. We've had some really cool ideas and some like interesting ways to introduce that into, you know, the storyline, but we definitely don't want to rush anything, trying to treat things very respectfully and tastefully and gracefully, and that's, you know, something that I'm obviously very passionate about. Most of you that know me, you know that that's the case. And obviously, you know, Ozzy is on the same journey. We're all very much on the same page in trying to keep things, you know, done well, but still really cool. Have fun with it.
Yeah, you're going to kick people eventually.
And Jessica did so well too. I think as a woman, being a mother is such an incredible privilege, and when you have a desire to want to do that, it is a voice that doesn't go away. And adoption is not a linear experience, so to have this disappointment and to witness somebody go through that heartbreak and still have hope, I thought was such a beautiful way of doing it and telling that story. And so many women are going through that.
You two were so beautiful in that episode.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
I cried. I've watched it in the editing room many times and cried every time.
That's true.
I'm a big crier.
Yes, on behalf of, I'm an adopted parent myself, and it was handled just beautifully. I was very grateful that it was so sensitively handled.
Thank you.
I also want to bring up that a couple of the actors here are actually stepping out of the actor's chair and getting into the director's chair, which is right next to you. Very close. Actually, David Harewood did it last year.
It was amazing.
Two people would come up to me and say, "He's crazy," with this way, and their eyes would just light up. Like, it was the most fun that they had all season.
Yeah.
So how was it for you, David? Money! We made up t-shirts that said that, actually.
A lot of fun. We got a really, really great cast, fantastic crew. Couldn't really ask for a better way to start my kind of directing journey than working with these guys. So it's been awesome. I really, really enjoy it. Looking forward to doing it again. At 5/11, I shall be directing again. Of course, somebody else is going to be directing again this year, or directing this year.
So, Melissa, is this going to be your first thing that you're directing?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And actually, John and I had a conversation because you directed 2.5 Men, didn't you?
Yes,
and
directed it.
he was very much integral in my, like, I've been wanting to do it, and I've been scared, and there's a lot of emotion surrounding it, but you get to know a show so well, and you get to know the characters and the tone and the way, you know when it feels right and when it feels good, and you also can't help, when I read the script, I can't help but envision what I think it would look like. And I'm so excited to try to bring my imagination to life with these people that I love so dearly. And I'm a little terrified, but...
You understand being Supergirl is really, really hard to begin with. Yeah. Right? I mean, this woman works so hard and has this incredibly sunny disposition the whole time. And you're just like, I don't know. She's hanging from wires for 8 hours a day, and she's just like, hey guys! it's insanity. And so this year she'll be directing with an incredibly sunny disposition. Next year she'll be doing catering with an incredibly... She'll be like, we made waffles! I'm just certain of that, because you have remarkable energy. It's, how are you going to do that?
I don't know, and I don't know how much I'll be in the episode that I end up directing, but I'm trying to get as prepared as I can if in the case I have to direct myself, which will be a trip, especially if I'm on the wires. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to work. Can you guys get me down? Can I see what's happening? But we have an amazing crew, like the best crew. We are so fortunate, and our producing director, Jesse Warren, I've been shadowing him, and he's like an open...
Shout out to Jesse Warren.
Jesse!
Shout out to Jesse Warren. Are you here?
We love you, Jesse.
Here?
Are you here, Jesse?
Yeah. Hey, you don't know Jesse, but he's awesome. Just rest assured, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
We love Jesse. I have not spoken with Kate McGrath just yet. Ladies and gentlemen. That's fucking crime.
Are you still annoyed with me?
I'm sorry?
Are you annoyed with me?
I'm not. I've let it go. Now that I know I'm coming back to life.
And so I haven't let it go, because that was hard for me to do, and now they're bringing you back?
Yes.
I'm a little upset.
It was hard for her, actually. When we shot that scene, that was a very difficult day.
There was a lot going on, and John was so patient with me because I found it really, really tricky, and Jesse will tell you because he directed it, that there was so much emotion to play in such, because I wasn't really doing anything. I was being delivered a lot of information, and it was, how do you illustrate that your whole world has fallen apart by doing nothing? You just have to stand and listen, and you're so passive. And you've committed murder and your world is done, and how do you let everybody know how much that's destroyed you?
And you did it!
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was a tough day, it was a long day, and I just kept talking. I got shot and I just kept talking. And there was more, by the way. I had about another paragraph and a half. That they mercifully.
And bless Jesse, he just kept doing different camera sizes. Okay, we're not done. This is just so good. We're just going to keep going again. And I'm broken, and I'm crying. He's like, do you have any more in you? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. But I have to say, I did argue a lot with Jesse on that one, and I've never watched it. He does tell me it's wonderful, and I do trust him.
You've never watched it?
No, I can't watch it.
You're so good.
He doesn't watch herself. But that one especially was so hard and so. I mean,
that's heartbreaking.
Supergirl broke me. I killed you. No,
it was
again.
Clearly, you didn't make it rough enough.
It was a rough day. Yes, I'll give you that. But no, one of these days, I will sneak into your home and show you.
That's weird.
Yeah. Or I'll figure out a way. I'll trick you sometime. And you'll see it, and it's really, really wonderful.
Well, you were very patient with me on that, and you were very confident with you. I could have done that out there. And Robert and Jessica and our writers who put together a beautiful scene, and I'm forever grateful that that's. I mean, if I have to find out, that was an amazing way to shoot a scene that I finally found out that part of Supergirl. So we're very lucky to accomplish that.
I agree. Now, I also must speak to Mrs. Mother. Yes, because when you signed on to this, obviously it was not written this particular way. So this was obviously a turn for you. How did that feel?
Incredible. I mean, when I first showed up, I figured I was a comic relief. I would do a few episodes, and that would be that. You made out with Monel in a closet. How do you feel about that?
I know. Everybody needs therapy. That's all I have to say.
Like you kissed me.
Whoopsie. I mean, she has a thing for bad men?
Bad
Sorry, Chris, I love you.
Complicated men. Not necessarily bad.
Complicated, but it's been such a joy to play this character. She truly is an onion, and she just keeps unraveling, and there are so many secrets and so many deep, dark deeds. And we not only found out last season she was a double agent, she's actually in fact a triple agent, and that has been oh so much fun. And of course, getting to work with Lex Luthor once you showed up, that's an absolute dream as a fan of the original Superman movies. And I've always been very inspired by Valerie Perrine's work in the original films. Yes. I'm lucky enough to have gotten to know her in real life. So I always wanted to approach this with tidbits of that, but I've been able to grow and expand with this character as I currently expand.
By the way, yeah, she posted a photo on Twitter, and it looks like she's got a bun in the oven, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a bun in the oven.
This is not baby Lex. This is not baby Lex.
That we know of yet.
The baby is bald, though.
Yeah.
You do the math.
No, but I feel so fortunate. So many of the people here are my true, honest, brilliant, beautiful friends. I love this show. I love these writers. I love you guys, and it's been nothing but a joy. So I'm so excited to be here. Full-time, officially official.
Now, actually, it is time to go to questions from you guys. So, where are you guys all located? Can I see you? Where are you at? Ah, there we go. Very excited.
Hello, Tess. Hi. Oh, hey, Supergirl.
My question is for everyone. Do you think Lena is capable of becoming evil like Lex after everybody lied to her?
Except for Kelly. Kelly, I don't think knows she's Supergirl, so she did not lie to her.
Nor did James didn't lie to her either.
I think I don't want her to, and Kara would certainly not want her to, and I think Kara will fight like tooth and nail so that if she ever saw her going down a path similar to Lex Luthor's. But it'd definitely be understandable.
It's an interesting question because I think what makes a great character on any show is that at any point in any situation they can be either a hero or a villain. You know, and everybody has that part in them that they can be the best person on their best day, and they can also be the worst person on their worst day, and that doesn't make them a bad person, and it doesn't make them a good person, it just makes them human. And that's what I love most about Lena, is that she is ultimately just human. She's flawed and she's brilliant, and she's always trying to do the best, and ultimately, no matter what Lena does, I think she will always feel that she's doing the best she can. And yes, she has been given this horrible news and it has destroyed her, but the question I think for season 5 for Lena is whether that defines who she is and whether that defines her relationships with all the characters on the show. So who knows?
Okay, one more question. They held up a little sign that said, one more question.
Hi, my name's Danielle. First, I want to applaud you for having a show that is so strong in its feminism that it really encourages young women to stand and be who they are. So thank you. My question, CW has done this great push about Dare to Defy, and we are open to all. So my question is, when are we going to see some plus-size representation on the show?
Bouncing boy. Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it. I want a bouncing boy character in the show.
Soon. It's a good point and point well taken.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's an excellent question.
And these guys listen. So, point well taken.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So is that it for the audience questions? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Jeez.
Don, you were so thorough.
Yeah, I mean, we said everything there needs to be said. No, because I didn't want to, because I did want to go down the line really quickly with a lightning round of everybody's favorite moment on the show for this last season. Because I'm gonna say Jesse Rath's freak out when he had to go through every single human emotion in like 4 sentences was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And if you could just, as an actor, explain how the hell you did it, I would be fulfilled as a human being.
I can't really explain. I just I planned out for what line I wanted, which Brainiac would be speaking each line. And so I had the OG Brainiac in mind, I had a Keanu Brainy in mind. I did an Indigo Brainy who tried to seduce the interrogator, but that got cut out. I think I did a French pass at that speech too, but that also got cut out. But I'm happy you liked it, John. We should hang out more. Yeah. You can tell me how great I am, I can tell you how great you are.
It'll be very smooth sailing. But what was your favorite moment of the season?
I loved when Alex got grass. When Alex was, crying over Supergirl and Supergirl got grass powers.
Our friend Billy, that was beautiful.
Yes.
The grass.
Take the grass, Tara! Take the grass!
My favorite was seeing the Dreamer come to life finally, and seeing her in costume. That was incredible for me. It was a lot of fun.
I liked being in costume with you.
Hey, yes, being Kosnian. Amazing Russian accent. Do we have any actual Russians out there, just out of curiosity? Anybody? No? Good, we don't want them. No, I love the Russians.
You are definitely getting hacked now.
No, especially Sasha Pilson, who was our dialect coach.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, you know, but you did just magnificently.
Your Russian was beautiful as well.
Thank you. This is how it works. We just compliment each other all day. It's a very convivial set. Any other great moments that people loved?
I love the sibling first episode where we came in and with Jimmy and Kelly and you and Lena. I thought that was really cool.
Oh yes, that was cool. That was
that was an epic episode.
That was.
Yeah, people dying.
And yes, and telling stories about dogs. It was madness.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Ozzy's dog George is in San Diego. So you know.
We love him.
Ozzy's dog is wildly popular on the internet, and justifiably so. This dog is amazing.
He's definitely pooping all over the place right now.
Yes. Hotel room.
Sorry, George.
Well, that's actually all the time we've got for the Supergirl panel. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, he's giving it away to somebody. Ah, good guy. I thought he was giving to listen.